out there. Thank you so much for joining back into my channel. So today's channel is going to be about, well, it's going to be titled Let's Talk Business. And so what I mean by Let's Talk Business is that we're going to talk about how I started my business, how you're going to start your business, and all the things you need to know about running a company. So what do you think about when starting your own company? So first you got to think about, what are you going to do? Who are you going to be? What skills do you want to showcase to the world and let them know that you are the bomb and they should pay for your services? So what are those services? So you got to think about, okay, what degree do you have? Even if you don't have a degree, what are your passions? What is something that you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh my God, I can't wait to do? I know a lot of people who feel that way about writing books, like me, teaching, like me, doing hair, doing nails, eyelashes, makeup. Even if it's not about like a beauty side kind of thing, it can be about styling somebody, creating clothes. There's so many things that you can do in today's world, and so you have the upper hand to start your own company. Now, I seen a post on Instagram today that said, like, on social media, being an entrepreneur is like the bomb, the coolest thing ever. But nobody really knows that when you go home or when you lay in bed at night, you're like stressed out because you're like, oh my God, I gotta do this, I gotta meet this deadline, I have to finish everything that I have on my plate. And yeah, it may look cool and it may look popping and stuff on Instagram, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work that you guys kind of don't see, and it's a lot of work that you have to be prepared for mentally, physically, emotionally. You have to tell yourself, this is what I'm gonna do, this is why God created me, and I'm gonna start this business. So let's get into it. So the first thing is figuring out what kind of business you want to have. You can have an LLC, like me. You can have an incorporation, which is Inc. You can have a non-for-profit. So there's so many different type of companies that you can have. So first you have to think about, okay, are you going to partner with somebody or are you going to do it by yourself? So I decided to take the easier way and kind of just do it by myself. I didn't want to have to like run anything by anybody else. I didn't want anybody's opinion. At that point, I didn't know where I wanted to go with my publishing house. So I was just like, you know what, I'm going to do it by myself. And I filed an LLC. Now, an LLC is a limited liability corporation, which I'm the only one liable for whatever that happens with the company. All the signatures will go through me. Everything will go through me. Now, if you're doing a corporation, you know, a lot of people partner with other people, and so it would be the both of you guys in the business. So you guys have to kind of rely on each other to keep the business afloat, as well as you guys have to authorize, you know, anything that you guys want to do in your company. Now, the process of creating an LLC may sound simple, but trust me, it's not. One, you have to pay. Two, you have to think of a name. What are you going to name this multi-billion-dollar company that you're about to create? So that's the hardest thing, because you can't choose something that's already out. There can't be two multi-billion companies with the same exact name. So you have to be unique, and your company has to be unique, and it has to stand out amongst all the competitors. So for me, example, when I first started, my company was called Dream Chasers. So I was like, oh, Dream Chasers, but like not like Meek Mill or whatever. Like, I didn't want to get sued. So I had to change it because I went to go file for an LLC. Somebody had the same exact name. So I was like, great. Now I got to start everything over. I have to do my business cards over, make a new website name, everything over. All my contracts had to be transferred over. So all the books I already had published underneath Dream Chasers, I couldn't do them over, but I was just like, okay, I'm going to just transfer over my name, but I'm still going to promote them underneath my new company, and that's what I did. So for like a few weeks, I was like, oh my God, what am I going to call this company? What am I going to call it? And then Aspire Your Dreams LLC was born. So when thinking of a name for your company, it's very important that you do your research. Look into other companies that may have the same name, the similar name, so that when customers or potential clients go looking for you, you know, they don't accidentally book the wrong person, because then that would be the worst thing ever. Could you imagine a potential client going to book somebody else when they meant to have booked you? That would be bad. So just make sure you dot all your I's and cross all your T's so that, you know, that doesn't happen in the future. Now, the major thing is, especially while going through the whole process and being legal and, you know, actually getting everything in documentation as far as like bank accounts, and now you have business cards and things like that, don't get discouraged. And that's something that I experienced this whole past 2 years, especially when, you know, switching over my side job into a legit company. And that was one of the things that I struggled with, because I was just like, forget this. Like, I don't really have to do this. I can just keep doing what I'm doing and not, you know, have a legitimate job. But it's like, you need to have a legit company, because then people will take you seriously. You'll take yourself seriously. You'll have all these things in your mind that you want to do to better yourself. And it's just all around great for you and clients that may want to book you, people that may want to support you. Okay. The biggest thing about having your own company is marketing and advertising. So if you're somebody who don't want to post on Instagram 5 times a week, or you don't want to, you know, tell people or talk to people and say, hey, I have this, let's network, starting a business may not be for you right now, because that's something you have to do. You have to be out there. You have to talk to people. And if you know me personally, I am not the one to say, hey, I wrote 2 children's books. So there's going to be so many times where you're like, I just want to give up. This is just way too hard for me. It's not really worth it. It is worth it, because it's not even about the money. But when you find something that you love, and you find that writing books is your thing, like me, or you find that doing hair every single day of your life is what you strive for, then do it. At the end, it'll all be worth it. And my last point is to flourish. Flourish in your company, flourish financially, grow into who you are, love who you are, grow in your business, grow in your clients. You know, you never want to go into a company or a business thinking you're going to fail. Always think you're going to flourish. Everything will be a huge amount of growth. You know, always trust God. And that's my motto. When things are going downhill and I'm like, I want to jump out the window, I'm like, okay, I wasn't put in this position because I'm born to fail. I was put in this position because I'm stronger than this, and I am born to win. And that's the mindset you really got to have. You got to have it, because today's world is hard. There's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of people who want to do the same thing as you. Like children's books. There's like 1 billion children's book authors, but being you is what really makes you stand out. So you have to be you at all times. So that is my little jewels for today on Let's Talk Business. So tune into my channel, check out my Instagram, check out my website, and I see you guys later. Bye.
Ain't nothing to it. Real